Welcome. Here we are again at Soul Talk. I'm your host, Alena Chapman, and my co-host, Melinda Engel. And it's the Angel and the Instigator. And today we are here to talk about this one's a little spicy.
It's a spicy episode.
Or is it lack of spice?
Oh, we'll be talking very heavily spicy. So on the scale of hot, it's hot.
It is a spicy one. You guys are asking good questions because, this is spicier than I even thought. So this is going to be cool. But it is also, why are we bringing it up? Because we want to be spicy? No, it's actually an issue that is very common.
Yeah, that we kind of we don't talk about enough. Like some people talk about it, but we don't. Yeah, it's not something.
We're trying to stay too angelly, I guess.
Maybe.
Not enough instigator. But there are people living real lives out there, and it's hard to, when we're talking, we're dealing with, our own relationships, right? We don't bring those in too much. Well, I do.
I try not to.
But we try to be, but really we've been talking about mostly meeting and trying to find someone. Or dating. But I think it's time we started dealing with people who are in relationships or people that are getting older. And not older, I'm not talking.
We are older. We're getting older. I mean, it's good for me too, because.
Like mid-30s is getting old, she says. Oh my God.
I mean, it feels like it.
Yeah, 30s to the infinity.
Yes.
We're covering that. If you're 20, your libido is hot. You're flying.
It should be. I hope it is for your sake.
Yeah, but it starts to wind down for different reasons. And people are in relationships and find, I don't know, we're going to be talking about this. What do you do? And there is someone who wrote in a question. But for all of us, hey, I've got a little bit for you first. I'm doing more channeling than anything else. But yes, I have been a person who is certified and was a counselor in relationships for quite a few years. And so that's why we started this show, and we tell them about our lives. I've never had a problem with a weak libido, but I guess we'll talk about that. But but I'm doing channeling, and I'm going to be going around this country of ours to area stores that want to have me. If you have a store in your area that would be interested in having channeling done and having truth with a capital T, capital R, capital U, capital T, capital H. Why do we capitalize it? Because it's the purest wisdom. And it is the light, it is source that has, that's where I live most of the time. So it's very natural that I would channel that versus something else. Can I channel other things? Of course I can. Do I want to? No. So this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm channeling. So we might be able to do a store right in your area. That would be very cool. And if you have questions about that, of course you can ask us. Go to mysticalsoul.com. It has changed. It is really fun. And you can watch a few videos there. And if you have questions for me or you want me to channel for you, that's great too. I'm happy to do that. But let's get back to the show.
Okay. So our question
I'm scared
today. No, it's okay, I promise. Hey, Soul Talk. I'm 46, married, and honestly, I just don't want sex anymore. Aww. It's not trauma. It's not resentment. It's just not a priority. I love my husband. I love me, and I'm not depressed. I just don't have that urge. Am I broken? Is this normal? And how do I even talk to him about it without making him feel rejected? Sincerely, not in the mood, and kind of okay with it.
She said that? Yeah. I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, you know what? I get it sometimes. No, The thing is, if she went to a doctor, they'd put her on something.
Oh, for sure. And, also, mood stuff also affects that as well.
Oh, you mean you take things for, Valium or something?
And stuff like that.
Yeah, something that...
But
of course it does.
Hustle and bustle of every day. Every day is really busy. You always think that, it's not going to be busy, and then your day is just constantly...
busy.
Right, so I get...
Especially when you raise kids. And also relationships change. Yeah. That's what we don't understand. and also people change.
Right.
And really, when women, and I don't think, oh God, I hate that saying that libido slows down. What is, maybe, but I know people in their 80s and I don't know what happens. They got a new surge of libido or something.
Oh, I've worked in healthcare, so I know what you mean.
They're going like crazy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Literally.
this libido thing is just an excuse. It really is. We're just, when you've been in a relationship for a long time too, and you've been through so many things,
Yeah.
you know, and you're dealing with you've had the ups and the downs, and you've seen the person, you know this person inside out. You've raised kids. You've had differences on raising the kids. Right. You have been through so many metamorphoses in the relationship that finally the kids are off to college, and instead of starting up that romance, you're very comfortable in this like brother-sister thing. You know?
Oh, God, please, no.
You know, where you're your best friends and everything,
Yeah.
and you know each other really well. Yeah, I know, but that's where some people go.
Right.
And is it wrong? And should you feel pressure? No, not if both parties are wanting
it's
that.
a conversation that they need to have, for sure.
It is.
Because, like, see, stuff like this happens more often than not, and then partners stray. And then they're like, why? You know, and it's like, okay,
why did you stray on me? Well, because I'm not getting any.
Like, people have needs, and it's not
Yeah.
right to hurt somebody. I'm not saying that. But I just think that, I don't know, I think that sometimes you have to stop thinking about yourself and think about somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should,
once
like,
in a
take
while.
your partner's, like, feelings and thoughts about
You
this
do.
into consideration.
But if she truly doesn't want the sex, and if she's really not interested, then that...
Would that be okay for him to have
I
sex?
wonder. And I wonder how open they are about that.
Right.
And I mean, it's a true conversation. And I would love for us to just let go of what we have been learning about relationships.
Right, and sex too.
It really is, and about sex.
I do want to say, though, I have been in a relationship where I didn't feel like I wanted to do it all the time. And I feel like that's because I was very inexperienced and I didn't know what I liked. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I think that also affects libido or your mood. Like, I know women personally who probably don't realize that I know this, but, like, they don't know what they like in bed, so they don't have sex with their partners.
Oh, well, that's a whole different topic.
But they won't
that's
say
right
that.
there.
But they won't say it.
Yeah. I get that.
But that's pretty much what it is, because, like, I don't know. I just don't think
Well,
it's
even
normal
when you
for people in
say
relationships to not have sex. I just think that's weird.
Well, I do. I do too, actually. But no, I'm not putting her on the chopping block.
Why?
If she is, that's true, and maybe exploration.
Correct.
Or trying
new things.
I mean, what? But if absolutely nothing is fascinating to you, it's funny though. I wouldn't say you have to necessarily try. Now, just go with me on this, okay? You don't have to try just different sexual things, because if you're not interested, it's like, okay, but now I'm just jumping. I'm jumping from the shore right into the cold water. Right. That's not where, that's too much. But what if you try doing different things with your partner?
Right.
Like really different things. Like maybe if you don't go to concerts, then start going to concerts. Right. If you just have a romantic. Or
read like a spicy book together.
Read a spicy book. That's a good one. I would also love. I love picnics.
Me too. I always say that.
Yeah, picnics
so sensual to me.
And they're just fun. And bring poetry. Do something that is different, romantic, fun. No sex yet. Just explore. Well, why not explore first?
I love that. I swear if a man took me on a picnic and read me poetry,
I know.
my pants would be off so
Oh,
fast.
God. That's why I thought of it. Yeah. See, that's a real romantic thing. It's like tipping your toe into different areas that you guys haven't been on. And let's face it, you both probably have worked. You
Right.
have kids. You've been parents. You've been at odds being parents because that always happens. You've had the ups and downs. There's been money. There's no money. There's this,
Right.
the changes in this. Kids in trouble. No
Seasons
kids are
of
great.
life.
The seasons of life have played on your relationship. And now you're looking at this person and everything is kind of calm. And you're saying, well, I've just had it. No, I know, I get it. I really do get it. However, it's time to not only, it's not the sex that's the problem, hon. It's the relationship. And what you have to get reacquainted with the person in your life
Or even you.
in a different way and with yourself. If she doesn't know herself and she's never told anybody what she likes,
Or she doesn't know.
or she doesn't even know. Now, again, don't just jump into the water because you're not going to feel comfortable. But why don't you try some new things for yourself too, along with not just sexual, but creative. Do you know? Here we go. Now we're going to go to the spiritual. I always have to bring it in. That the sacral, your chakra, okay? Your second chakra is all, they always skirt the issue. It's the sexual one. It is sexual.
So
It
it's
is,
down here?
yes, and it's all about right where your belly button is.
Okay.
And it's all about, and there's a lot of hang-ups in there, you know, as far as
Obviously.
what we've been told and
Yeah,
everything, you know.
for sure.
And one of them is that women, we don't say what we like. We're too embarrassed to say what we like. Very big. But here's the
Could have been
thing.
me.
That's the chakra of also what we always like to say because it's legit. It's of creativity. But sex and creativity are really one.
Period.
They really are. And people who are artists are always very sensual and sexual because they are dealing with that chakra. And that chakra is, so when you start to play with clay, or you start to play with painting, or you start to just create things, you'll find that starts to get that chakra back to life. And so if,
Have you all
or
seen
dance.
Ghost?
Ghost?
The movie Ghost?
Oh God, that was so long ago.
I know, but when they're like doing the pottery or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
But also dance. And I'm not talking about dance that has so many rules, but dance,
Yeah, like
moving
put
your
some
body
music
in a
on.
creative place. You can join a creative dance or you can do it in your house, but just open yourself to incredible creating. Stop playing by the rules. I'm serious. And you will find your second chakra starts to wake up a little bit. And what you create is really fun. And then also add all the cool little outings you're going to do with this husband of yours or your partner. And now you're going to start being more adventuresome and have more fun and laughing
Yep.
with each other.
And then you'll probably want to.
Don't meet up with 100 other people.
Jeez.
But that will build a bond between you. And then there's a third thing.
Is there?
Yeah, you
What is
got to start talking
Oh, yeah. for
about
sure.
what you want. And it doesn't have to be a big, giant, freaking deep conversation.
Right, exactly. Just
It can be
like-
just guiding the person's hand where you need it, trying something new, or just whispering in their ear. You can explore that. And believe it or not, the creativity will also get your mind thinking in that order
And blood flowing.
to the right places. And it'll start to be, and even if you still don't want to have it then, you might still have a really cool relationship that is starting to go to a different level. It is, I don't believe in the libido slowing down. I do believe we get bored, or our
Correct.
needs are not being met, or, we just, whatever reason. But I don't think the libido, I just haven't seen that. My mother For heaven's sakes, she, when my father died and she got married again, she was in her late 50s or 60s.
What do you mean?
She in her age. No, it's not. She was on freaking fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They were just, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was happy for her. They're going all over the place. They're traveling down to Florida. She is giggly.
Mm-hmm.
My mother doesn't giggle. And so, I mean, they were having a wicked good time, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the libido thing is just because we have kind of let cobwebs grow in our second chakra.
Agreed.
And if your needs aren't being met,
Yeah.
why would you be interested?
Exactly.
And everybody's kind of kooky, hon. We're all kind of kooky.
Yeah. It gets weird.
And every partner, I mean, I don't know any. Sex was never meant to be mundane.
And it's never the same.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, like, each partner is different or whatever.
No, it's never the same because it shouldn't be. It's never the same because people aren't the same. And you find one thing leads to another, right? You try a little bit here.
Everybody
Ooh,
has
let's try a little bit more here.
their own interests as well. Kinks.
But you have to find your own first. And if you are only matching what the partner wants,
Right, then it's not going to be fun for
no
you.
wonder you're bored.
Right.
Because it's not for you.
Exactly.
Right? It's got to be a two-way street. And not all ideas will he just, or she, your partner, will be dancing on the rooftop. But they might be willing to try. It depends.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should have feedback. I think we should have notes we can write for our previous partners, and you can just take it with you and
Read it?
or people can read it. Like,
You want to just
it's like
write
a
down
survey for dating.
a survey for dating or sex?
Sex.
If everybody knows that it's between the two of you and what you want is what you want. And there's no, and this is the thing, in between two consenting adults,
Yes.
there is, the sky's the limit. It's what do you want? And what makes you happy? It can be the simplest thing or it can be a full out whatever. But it's just what is going to work for you. But if you don't know, then you can't ask. And if you can't ask, then you're only doing what the partner wants. And that's when you get bored. On top of you're thinking about doing the dishes or the kids or the dog or the whatever. You know, so you've got to get that creativity back. You've got to get in touch with you. Dance is a really good way to do that. I love to dance.
yeah.
I love that.
They say it's like the best way to cure depression. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. Of course it
It always
is.
makes me feel good.
Because it taps into that second
And I like to
chakra.
dance and have sex.
You
So-
like to do
I
what?
said I like to dance and have sex. So
I know you do. You're good.
That's true.
And there is, because you're
That's
more
very true.
acquainted with your second chakra, that creativity, that comfortability with yourself. And you don't want to be with someone who is so hung up on things, right? I think, I think it's, I don't know. My libido hasn't died,
right.
Yours definitely hasn't. And I think, but we know what we like.
Right.
We know what we don't like. We just know what is going
And
to.
I'm vocal about it. Like, I will tell you.
I do too now. I do too.
Y'all shouldn't be scared to tell these men. I also ain't scared to move a hand or put a hand somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, just stop
No.
being scared. Just
Don't
tell
be
them.
scared. Just
They
tell
need
them.
to learn. You have to teach them so they'll be better for the next one.
This also goes for any other, it goes for any relationship. Really, you've got to be comfortable with yourself. And you've got to know yourself. You've got to awaken the creativity inside you. And what really sets you on fire. And you don't know if you stay in what we call this rigid scheduling world.
Right.
Where we go to work, come home, cook dinner, watch TV, go to bed. Doesn't sound rigid, but it is. It takes, it
gets
saps
boring
out
after a
all
while.
your creativity, everything. And really, you need the romantic rendezvous. You need to open up your own thing. It's not going to happen overnight. Now, if you are very happy to not have sex anymore, well, then that's your prerogative.
Yeah, and you should tell your partner that, and y'all should come up with a plan.
Yeah, and all because you don't want to have sex. It's really this is a personal thing. It's not an angel or an instigator. But if you truly do not want any sex whatsoever, which is fine, everybody, listen, I say more power to you if that's what you want. But you can't deny the other person to become as celibate as you.
Right.
And that's just cruel. And I mean, that's really cruel. So I think that person, you'll have to work that out with them. But to one person, because of their demand is one way, that's fine and dandy. But you got to understand the other person's plight and help them with it somehow.
Right.
And that's where talking comes in. Mm-hmm. And seeing what is available to that partner to be able to have a little bit of what they need too. Otherwise, you'll lose the partner. Because nobody wants to be in a relationship where they have no say and where their needs aren't being met at all.
Yeah, agreed.
Which is probably what stopped you from sex to begin with. Because your needs weren't being met, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
so
I hope that helps.
I hope that helps. Do you have anything to add?
I mean, me either, honestly. But like I said, like I have been in a relationship where like it was less, but I was young and I didn't know what I liked, so it made sense. And he was gross. So there's that.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never wanted less. Sometimes I can get really busy. I know that. And then my head's in the wrong space.
I'm a lot for people.
You're a lot for people? Yeah. And I'll tell you, things do change, but it's not the libido, it's people.
Yeah.
And so that 35, yeah, oh, I don't know about you, but I was fine. They're saying that's old. Oh my God, no. 40s, I don't know, my 50s were very active, and I'm in the late 50s. Shh, don't tell anyone. And it's still active. It's still active, and I'm happy. But I also know what I want.
Right.
And I've got a good partner who's also open to that and will listen to that. And that helps 100%.
Right.
Yeah? It's two to tango. Check out, I hope you're enjoying this. Please subscribe, send it to somebody who has decided to cut all sex out of their life. I don't know, somebody who needs it.
Hey, all you celibate people.
Send it out there or just subscribe. And also, we need your questions. We love these questions, and we really don't use names.
And we would love to do more spicy episodes.
If you want to just put anonymous, or if you want to make up a name, and as long as you remember it so that you know we're answering your question, it's good.
True.
It's really good. But anyway, check out Mystical Soul and some of the channeling. It's not as spicy as this, but you might learn something. Have a wonderful day.